to the show.
Hi, welcome back.
It's been a while.
Are we still doing this thing?
Sometimes.
Apparently.
But today we're going to talk about our favorite obsessions. Both of our favorite obsession, Fortnite.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite obsession, necessarily. But if you had said to me 2 years ago that I'd be playing Fortnite on almost a daily basis, I probably would have hit you in the nuts. Like this? No. But if you guys remember, back to that episode where we were talking about Fortnite, he said, you know, what skin would it take for you to play? And I said, like, I don't know. I figured a safe bet. I said TRON. If there was a TRON skin, I would play. And then, like, what, 2 weeks later, a week later, they announced a TRON skin?
I think it was 2 weeks after we recorded it, about a week after the video went up. And I came running downstairs after seeing it on Twitter. I was like, Dad, guess what? So you had to play with me.
So, and then you were like, okay, well, that's obviously not going to happen. So what's something else? What's a second one? And I said, well, I don't know, like RoboCop. Because I figured that's another safe bet. They'll never in a million years put RoboCop into Fortnite. That's never going to happen. And then what happened 2 weeks ago?
Oh, hey, it's RoboCop.
Yeah. So my two safe bets of what will never come to Fortnite, so I have an excuse to never play this game, they both came to Fortnite.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, someone made a bet 4 years ago that if the Three Stooges wasn't in Fortnite by May 6th of this year, they would eat a hat. And currently, they have still yet to eat a hat.
Yeah, they're not going to eat a hat. So anyway, but to be honest, and I'm actually been planning to do a video on this for a while, but I don't. You and I play very differently.
Yes. And
first of all, I like solo. I don't like creative. I don't like squads. I don't like duos, trios. Quattros, whatever.
It's duos, trios, and squads.
Okay, whatever. I don't like doing the role play stuff that they have. I don't like doing the arena challenges. I don't like the racing. None of that. All I like doing is the battle royale, the 1 versus 99, named after the movie, the manga. Basically what Hunger Games ripped off, where everybody just gets dropped on an island and everybody just kills each other until there's only one person left.
See, I like pretty much every aspect of it. I like solos, it's fun. I like duos, play with a friend, or 3. I like creative mode, it's fun to build. There's a lot of pretty good games on there. Some of them aren't even just, hey, let's just fight. There's not just red versus blue arena royale reskins all the time. There's one I really like that I've been playing for like the last 2.5 years. That's some sort of zombie survival. You know, defeat the zombies, get the coin, get better loot, just keep going as far as you can. It's fun. But I also like the Save the World mode, the zombie mode, which...
Okay, so one of the things when we first talked about me playing Fortnite is I didn't want to play online because well, again, you always play in duos or trios or squads.
No.
Well, most of the time it seems like you play that way. You're always playing with other people, and you're always talking with other people and interacting with your friends, and you have your group and whatever. Although it seems like most of the time you guys are talking through Discord.
Yeah.
And maybe you're not playing the same games or whatever. But anyway, it seemed like you guys were always hanging out together, and I thought you guys were always coming on at the same time and going into Fortnite and playing together in these squads or whatever. And I don't like playing on other people's schedules. I like to be able to just go in and I might play for 10 minutes, or I might go in and I might play for 2 hours, or I might play for 45 minutes and then get up, go do something else for a half hour and come back and play a little bit more, whatever. I just hate the idea of playing on someone else's schedule. So I was like, I don't want to play online. Maybe I'll just do Save the World. So I like actually bought it. I bought Save the World.
You can't do that anymore.
That mode, and it sucks. It's horrible. And this apparently was like the original version of Fortnite. Like, this is what they thought the game was going to be. this is what they were going to sell to people, and the online mode versus thing was just like this add-on multiplayer, and it was free, and they thought, oh, well, we'll get them to do the multiplayer thing for free, and then they'll want to buy Save the World. And everybody plays, you know, the multiplayer, and Save the World is just junk.
Well, why do you hate Save the World so much?
For one thing, it's not very intuitive, the way that they've set up a lot of the progression and the characters, and the way that you build your team and you level them up, and the abilities, and the way the abilities affect certain things within it. There's like, you have to do a lot of like going to the wiki and like what is this, and it makes up a lot of its own terms in a lot of cases. And so it's like, okay, well, I don't know what this means. I don't know what this is. Like, so, you know, you have to go, whatever. The other thing is, there's a lot of, you have to go out and, like, break up trees and break up rocks and whatever in order to get the stuff so that you can build the walls and whatever to set the traps and stuff for the oncoming waves. But there's no, like, time limit for it. So if you want to spend 2 hours going around and breaking down absolutely everything in your mini-map little area, you can do that. There's no countdown.
Did you not play any of the actual missions?
No, I was playing the missions.
Okay, yeah, because the actual missions, like with the, you know, save the survivors, defeat all the encampments, defend the flying bus, those all have time limits on them.
It didn't have time limits in between the levels for me. So, like, you know, it would say, like, protect the generator, you know, that has the shield that's doing whatever, and there's going to be waves of zombies coming.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you got to, you know, set your traps. And it's like, you know, click here when you're ready. Mm-hmm. But there was no... I didn't have a time limit for when I would have to click when I was ready. So I could, like, I was running around and I was breaking stuff and I was collecting stuff and doing whatever. And then after, like, a half hour, I was like, I forgot what I was doing. Well, I was just running around breaking stuff. And I was like, so wait, what am I doing again?
That's also why you have a limited inventory space, so you can't do that over and over. Unless you want to, you know, every time you do it, you go back to your, you know, big storm base. Home base, that's what it's called. You go back to your home base, deposit everything into those, again, limited slots, and then go back to a new area and do that again. Because basically what I do is I always make sure I basically have at least half a stack of any of the basic crafting materials, a bunch of weapons, just various traps I've accumulated over the like 4 years I've been playing, and just go into it.
Well, and it may be that it gets a lot more difficult, obviously, as it goes along, but I just found it early on to just be a whole lot like, I'm never going to run out of ammo. I'm never... I don't know. It didn't seem... The challenge was more of trying to figure out why I would want to switch certain people in and out, why I would want to make somebody the commander or whatever it was, why I would want someone's special ability. That was more of a challenge than actually like fighting the waves of the zombies.
Well, yeah, because it's basically like, I'm trying to think of the term, this is probably wrong, but like baby's first MMO, it has a lot of that, you know, micromanaging, make sure everything's perfect, get the stats how you want them. If you don't get a good one, you just got to re-roll or spend a bunch of you know, the different types of currency and upgrades to try and get it as you want it.
Well,
like I have a shotgun that deals high damage, fires fast, and reloads fast, but it has really low durability. So it's, you know, I can pretty much use it for in like 3-4 missions before it's gone, but I can pretty much kill anything in a couple shots.
Anyway, regardless, I hate it, and so I just stopped playing it. Like, it was one of those things where I thought that was the thing that I was going to be playing all the time. So I started playing it, and I was like, well, this is terrible. I don't know why people want to play this. So then I was like, well, I guess I'll just do this Battle Royale. And I'm familiar with Battle Royale because I've watched the movies and I've read a bunch of the manga. So I was like, okay, well, like, I know what this is, and I know Hunger Games ripped it off, and of course we've seen those and whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I'll try this out, and I enjoyed that a heck of a lot. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to play this, and that's where I spend my time. So I've enjoyed that a whole lot, and so I'll keep playing that. And again, one of the reasons why I enjoy playing it is because it gives us something to talk about. You know.
Okay, speaking of Battle Royale and something to talk about, let's talk about Chapter 3, Season 2, the one that just finished.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you want to talk about with the one that just finished?
Battle Pass.
What about it?
Did you like it? Was it good? Did you like the theme, the loot pool?
What was the theme?
War. It was the 7, which are like the armored people in like the blue armor and the red armor, against the Imagined Order, which are in like the gray armor. Like the Origin, like the alien prisoner guy, he was the 7, and Gunner, he was like IO.
That was the theme?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
If you've been paying attention...
Well, then who was the kabuki robot doll lady?
Tsuki? The robot?
Yeah.
Neither side? If you read her description, it's Tsuki 2.0. There's another skin called Tsuki.
Well, I gathered that much, but my point is, what does that have to do with the war?
They don't always abide to the theme.
Well, okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Normally 4 to 5 of the skins are part themed. Like Prowler, he was technically part of the war because he was on the Imagined Order side, so he was technically counts, but I really wouldn't. Like Doctor Strange as well, he was technically on the 7 side because he teleported.
He teams with Spider-Man now because they have to make movies together. So
Spider-Man was in the Chapter 3, Season 1, so...
Yeah. Anyway. I guess... Well, that's another thing we can talk about, is they did change the Battle Pass from when I originally started playing to now. Because it used to be that the Battle Pass was just basically the long strip.
Yep.
And so you just unlocked, and it sucked. Well, okay, so here's the thing. There are a lot of things in the Battle Pass I don't like. Just, if I didn't have to unlock them, I wouldn't bother. I'd say probably a fourth to a third of the stuff that's in there, I wouldn't even bother to unlock if I didn't have to. And they at least... originally in the old Battle Pass, you just had to go along and just unlock everything as it went, and so that was just kind of a pain. And it was just like, I've got to slog through like these 4 more things to at least get one more thing that I like.
Yeah.
Is that now they've broken it down into those pages, and you can say, okay, well, I want this, I want this, I want this. You can skip a couple things, and you only have to unlock a certain amount to unlock the next page. They have one key item that you'll have to unlock everything on the page to get that one key item, which is usually a character skin. And as you go later on, it's like a reskin of somebody, it's an alternate suit, and a lot of times you can just be like, I don't care, whatever. The problem is, it's a false choice. Because when you get to the end, in those top levels, it'll be like, oh, well, you only have to unlock 80 previous items to unlock page 9. Oh, well, what do you know? There are only 80 items to unlock before you get to page 9. So that's every item, In order to unlock, the final item 100, you have to unlock all 99 items. So it's like, it's a false choice that you get to pick and choose what you want as you go through, because eventually you get to a point where it's like, okay, well, now I got to go back and I have to get Kiara. I don't want her. I don't want her theme song, whatever, but fine. I'll just have to go and unlock all that stupid stuff anyway.
My thing is normally, as I go through, grab the V-Bucks, grab the pickaxes, grab the characters, maybe a glider if it looks cool, maybe loading screens. But normally, I don't use the emoticons you throw up. really listen to the music. I normally have my audio off anyway. Emotes they're either hit or miss. You either really like them or you don't. So a lot of them I don't really end up unlocking. So by the time I do get to a page I like, it's like, oh, I like this character. I want all of their stuff right away. So yeah, if you do get to the end, you do have to unlock some stuff. But it's like, in the current Battle Pass, I really like the Malik skin, but he's like tier 50. So I basically have to get down to 5 pages, and then I could get all of this stuff at once.
Is he the knight from the future or whatever?
What?
The dude with the dreads?
Yes.
Well, he's a knight.
Yeah.
He's got like
he's like
sword
medieval themed, yeah.
But he's like a future knight or whatever.
It's like the fashion, the VIBIN. That's the brand name of like the 3 skins.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But anyway, so I again, when I first saw that they were breaking it into the pages, I was like, oh, finally, thank you. But then it was like, oh, it's a false choice. And so at least like when they did the Superman one, I never unlocked the black suit Superman. Even though I wanted the black suit Superman, I wasn't willing to go back and unlock everything, because by the time I got to that, we were close to the end of the season. I started it late, whatever, and I was just like, I'm done. Like, it's not worth it. I'm not going to pay money to go back and buy these stars all of a sudden so I can unlock all this stuff, and I don't have time, and I'm not going to kill myself to try to unlock all this stuff. I would have loved to have had the black suit Superman. I love that look. It's from the Death and Return of Superman. That would have been awesome, but I'm just not doing it.
Except Superman, this is like a very specific case. Superman did not need the battle stars. He had challenges that he had to do. Like, use a phone booth as Clark Kent, you unlock the Superman outfit. You know, dive through rings,
I guess it was the Superman suit was towards the very end or whatever. You had to go all the way to the end to get it, and then it was then
whatever
stuff. But anyway, yeah, it was just a pain at the end. You know, when you finally got everything, and then there was like extra stuff, and it's just like I'm done. Like I'm not doing it. So, but as far as the season 3 chapter 2,
yeah, it was the last one. Yep.
Okay. Well, because I get season and chapter always mixed up. So season 3 chapter 2, as far as that one went, it was this the Gumball?
No, Gumball was chapter 3 season 1, which was my favorite skin of that battle.
What was the unlocked guy in this one?
The last one, Prowler. And the current one that was in is Indiana Jones.
No. So it was Prowler? That was
the one.
No. You had to go and collect like tokens and stuff. You had to go and collect.
The current guy?
It was. You had the blade, the Omni blades.
Oh, that's not a guy. That's not a guy. That's a sword.
Right. Well, usually it's for a character.
Yeah.
And so it was collecting the stuff for the Omni blades,
which I heard a lot of people complaining about. Which, fair enough. It's not great, but you know, I played the game quite a lot, so it wasn't terrible for me. But a lot of people were just like, "Oh, well, if you just wait till the end of the season, you can get like 40 of them in a single match, and it's great."
How do you get 40 of them in a single match?
Because you do the season quests give you them. You find them around the map. I think there's another way as well.
Oh, is that part of the like easy loot week or whatever they were calling it? The
bargain bin?
Bargain bin week? Is that part of that? Or
no, that was just part of the battle pass. Every season quest you completed, you got 2, and every time you like found 3 of them floating around, I think you got 4. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so it was like week 7. I think I had them all unlocked because I keep up with my challenges.
Well, yeah, like I thought it was, well, sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's frustrating. Like it's fun if they put them in obscure places on the map and it gets you to go look at these places. You know, like they're hidden in, you know, mountaintops or in the forests or, you know, on the beaches or, you know, whatever, then that makes it kind of fun. I hate when they're like, Tilted Towers. And it's like, you have to go through the buildings, you have to go floor by floor, and everybody drops there anyway, looking for, you know, what, and people just want to fight. And so it's just like, oh, well, that's where they drop because that's where they want to fight. And it's like, I don't want to go there. you know. But that's where you got to go to find this stuff. It's like I hate when they put them in places like that. That's the worst place to put some of this stuff. Yeah. But I did like the Omni Blades, and I like the fact that you could put the different colors and obviously the different pieces on them, because there were a fair amount of different futuristic looking skins that I had that didn't have matching stuff with them, that when you change the colors, change the handle, change the shape of them, then, you know, some of them had basically what looked like futuristic brass knuckles, and some of them had like these long looking, you know, sword things, and some, you know, had these crazy looking stuff.
My quote unquote main version, it's like the stark purple scythe that I think it looks really cool. It's got like this really long like handle around it. It's cool. I like it. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
You say stark purple, and I'm like, Tony Stark?
Dark.
Oh, I thought you said Stark.
No.
And that's like,
yeah.
I don't know what Iron Man purple you're talking about, but okay. Anyway, and then what was there a fourth thing?
Bonus styles?
Oh, right. There was all the gold, purple, white.
Yeah. Those are cool.
Those are... I guess if you like the characters, you're going to get those that have them.
What sucks is that they don't give them to every character. Like, my two favorite skins in the last two battle passes haven't had those styles, which were Gumbo, like a funny gumball machine, and then the Imagined, which is like I like the purple style because that's my favorite color. So, but they just didn't get those edit styles. I mean, I really liked the purple and gold edit style, especially on Gunner. It looks great. But it's just kind of like, well, I like the characters, and I like the color, but I couldn't get the character and the color that I wanted.
Here's my main problem is they give you all those options, but then there's no way to... like, I wish in your locker you could have those colors set on random. So that when, like, I like to build my characters, have them in the locker, and then I just enable shuffle. Mm-hmm. So the characters that I've built, it'll just randomly pick one.
Loadouts. You're talking about loadouts.
Loadouts. Okay, sure. Loadouts. So I wish there was a way with some of those characters, like from before, there was like Torin, that had all the different looks and the different colors, and then you had Spider-Man with the different looks and the colors, and now we have Doctor Strange with all those different looks. We had was it Elsa? Ursin? What was her name? The cat lady with the ponytail that was like cel-shaded. Orisa. With all the different colors and helmet on, helmet off, and all that stuff. Like, I wish there was a way that, you know, you could put that in your locker as like, I want to shuffle them as their look, so that when you get that loadout, it's like, but coordinated. So I want them all to be silver, or all gold, or all purple of their look of their stuff, but random.
You mean, okay, I see what you're saying. You want like a set amount of like these 5 characters with these one like backbling and pickaxe, but I want it in like a single loadout set.
Like Gunner, for instance, let's say. So like I have one slot for Gunner, because you have a limited number of slots, right?
I need more.
Yeah, which that's something else we can discuss. But so one slot for Gunner, and with Gunner, I can say like I want to pick green, purple, gold. And we'll stop it right there. Green, purple, and gold. Okay, and you know, off the checklist. So then I've got shuffle enabled on my loadouts. So then it picks Gunner, but then when it picks Gunner, it randomly picks one of those 3, and I might get gold. I might get green. But if I get green, then it's going to be the green skin. It'll be the green blades. It'll be the green, you know.
Well, for that, why not just create 3 loadouts?
Because you have a limited number of loadouts.
Okay, no offense. Last time I saw your loadouts, you had like 30.
Okay, well, they're filled up now, because since I started unlocking all of those different looks, like one of the first things I did was go through and make one for all the different looks. Well, then suddenly they all filled up, and then now I've had to go back and, you know, and especially with ones like Torin, I really like that character. Well, there was Torin the lady, and then Torin the skull hood.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, I wanted both of those. Well, and then there were like 6 colors of each, so that was 12 slots. And I had coordinated skins, wraps, back blings, music, loading screens, like everything with each character. You know, so so you know, if they were green, they would have wraps that were mostly green. If it was purple, they had wraps that were mostly purple. They would, you know, I totally coordinated everything. But then it's like, oh well, you know, now I have to save over all these things. And the same with, you know, every character that I had that for a long time, like all the Spider-Mans, you know, all of those. I was doing that with every single character that I was getting. And I love coordinating those loadouts, but then you get to this point where it's just like, oh, well, I guess I have to just start deleting a bunch of these, saving over them. Thanks for giving me all these options and then not letting me do anything with them but take up space. And then, again, I have to, forced to unlock characters I don't want, with looks I don't want, with accessories I don't want, with sprays and emotes and music that I don't want.
If I can butt in, I know your pain. I am someone who spends...
You spend a lot of money.
Well, yes. But I also spend a lot of time making an outfit. Like, one of my favorite loadouts, pretty much everything comes from a different set. It just, the colors match up, the themes match up. It just looks great. But the issue is, it's a 1/100th of my slot, which doesn't sound like a lot. But when I own, I think it's like 400 skins or so, 400 skins, I can only use 25% of those for loadouts. And that's not including any skins I like alternate styles of. Like, one of my favorite skins, Stratus, comes from this Chapter 1 Season 9 Battle Pass. And so he's got like this purple style. Oh, purple's my favorite color. I'll make 2 loadouts with that. Sure. Oh, but then I also have this, you know, red style. Well, I really like red, and I have a lot of matching cosmetics. Oh, this looks nice. I'll save that. That's just 3 slots right there. And so it's like, then I'm going through later, you know, I've got this new skin I like, made this really cool loadout. Well, he takes up 3 slots out of 100.
Right. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's basically everything I was just saying. Was you get all this stuff, you unlock all this stuff, and then you can't do anything with it. And then you're forced to unlock even more stuff that you don't even want, that is just filling up a lot of even more, you know, stuff in your locker that you're not even going to, that you don't even want to use. And I wish I could just, even if they would do like a once a week lottery, where you could just take a skin, a back bling, an emote, you know, a wrap, whatever, and randomly chuck it back at the store, and the store will randomly chuck back at you ones that you don't have. Once a week, you know, and you can get new stuff, and you can at least go like, hey, maybe I'll like some of this stuff.
I think they would have to limit it to anything that's not in the Battle Pass, though. Because it would be unfair to spend, you know, the 950 V-Bucks to get all this stuff, and then just take this blue emote, which is worth 500 V-Bucks, that you basically paid pretty much nothing for, throw it at the shop, and get just a random different one that's worth the same amount back.
Why?
Because you didn't actually spend that much money on it. It would basically be like giving you stuff for free, if that makes sense.
The Battle Pass is... They're buying your subscription. I mean, that's just the point of the subscription. But
the Battle Pass is a one-time purchase. I mean, it runs out after a certain amount of time, but
the point of the Battle Pass is that they're locking you in for a certain amount of time with that. That's like their guarantee that you're going to be locked into their game for a while. So they've got your eyes stuck in their game. They're guaranteeing your loyalty to the game for a while. That's the whole point of something like the Battle Pass.
Sure.
No one's going to buy the Battle Pass, get the initial loadout of stuff, and be like, ooh, great, I got these 5 things, and then, like, never play again for the month.
Yeah. Some people do. A lot of people do that.
Well,
I know people who do that.
Okay, maybe they got sick and broke their leg, or
no, because it's just a good purchase. 950 V-Bucks. That's not even $8. Just barely under. But getting a a skin that's worth more than that for
then even right there, then you're saying then it wouldn't be a problem to throw them at the store and get a glider that's $500.
Well, again, it's a lot of limited time exclusive stuff that you.
Well, okay, but they could definitely, if something is vaulted and locked, that is not available anymore, like the black suit Superman, for instance. Okay. Like they wouldn't throw that back at you.
Yeah. But why would you be able to throw it at it?
If you had it and you didn't want it.
Okay. But why? Why would it give you something worth more in return?
Why would it give you something? You're thinking in the wrong terms, because you're thinking in terms of, well, you didn't pay V-Bucks for it, but you paid for it in sweat equity. You had to work for it. You had to do something for it.
Okay.
So sweat equity is still a value. So you may not have paid V-Bucks for it, but you paid for it. So it has a value. It's worth something. They don't have a marketplace because they don't want people stealing stuff, hacking other people's accounts, stealing stuff, trading it.
Because that is an issue with, Valve.
Right.
A lot of stuff on Team Fortress 2 is hacked, stolen, and sold off.
Yes.
Especially in Team Fortress 2 and CSGO. Those are the big offenders.
So, I understand that. That's why I'm saying it's limited to you throw it at the store and you're randomly getting stuff back.
Well, I think it's a dumb idea, but let's continue.
Well, I think you're dumb, so let's continue.
Alright, so the event.
I don't know. The event was fine.
I thought it was great. It's definitely the best event we've had yet.
I don't know. I think the last one was better.
With the Cube Queen?
Where they flipped the island over?
Yeah.
I think that one was better.
You mean the one where this big antagonist that's been built up for over 10 seasons, technically, is finally here. We're getting ready to fight, and we beat her by flipping the island, and she touches water and explodes.
Well, it doesn't mean she's gone forever.
Well, they literally have trapped her underneath an island. I don't think
it's. Come on, let's face it. This is like a soap opera. Anybody who dies can come back.
True. They did kill off Midas. Yes. Then he came back as a robot. No. And then he came back as a shadow. No. And then he came back in a swimsuit. No. So.
Wait. And the other thing is, was it? I want to say Gino, but that's not right.
Geno.
I want to say Gino because I saw the name on the screen before anybody said it, and I was like, Gino, the guy who makes the sub sandwiches in Philly, who makes the
the reference I understand.
You should.
My first thought was that one guy from Mario RPG who people think is awesome for some reason.
Gino subs.
Sure.
Anyway, so but I don't know who this is.
I do.
This is one of the problems I have with Fortnite is that there's this lore, but they don't have it available. So it was like, I saw this outline of this person with the glowing eyes, and I was like, oh, it's Talon from the Court of Owls from Batman comics, because that was the closest. It's the hooded killer from the town that dreaded sundown.
To be fair, that is our first time seeing him as well. That's the first time we've actually seen him. There was a guy who was like this old businessman with like this white slick in his hair and sunglasses that people thought were him for a while. Very well still could be. They could just be hiding him in shadow just to not give him away immediately. But
and then Sloane apparently was nothing because she's like in a tank. I'm gonna get you. Nope.
Right. But she already did her thing. She's basically just there to work for Geno. Because she, in Chapter 2, Season 7, if you remember that event where you go up into the alien spaceship and they blow it up and there's like the blue cube and then all the purple cubes and they crash into the island, and that's...
Vaguely, yeah, okay.
Because that was her doing. So she had basically already served her purpose. And then when the island flipped, she brought those drills up.
Right.
And was basically leading the charge. So.
Anyway.
But I'm glad she's dead, because I hate her.
I just didn't like that suddenly she would just spawn multiples of herself that would teleport all over the place.
Yeah, she's a genius inventor. She has a bunch of unique gadgets.
Yeah, well, that really sucks when you're given one of these missions that was like, sneak onto there and grab a tank, and then this person is like, hey, who are you? And starts shooting, so you shoot back, and then suddenly there's 30 of them. And you're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. What is happening?
Well, bonus tip, the one that you were shooting at before still has the same health bar.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, I don't know. The event was fine. I mean...
Peely! If you've been paying any attention to like the side stories that's going on,
yeah, you had to teach Peely how to drive.
Yeah, and then he came in, he drove, basically won, he let us win, which I'm so. I was watching a bunch of the YouTubers that I watch react to it, and I'm so glad that pretty much everyone at the same time screamed Peely in unison. Just not to mention, Peely's just a funny character in general. You can't see a big, funny banana man and not think that's funny.
Yeah, you can. Anyway, I don't know. Overall, like, one of the problems I have with these events, though, is that obviously, like, nothing you do matters really in these things, you know. So I do have to say, at one point, like, when you're fighting, and you're shooting at all the little tanks and the drills and the, you know, whatever down there, and the mech keeps like lurching back and forth, and you're trying to shoot, and it's like, I can't aim, because it's like, stop, like,
then
you know,
fight against it.
What do you mean fight against it?
Well, if it's moving, move with it.
No, that's what I'm saying though. It's like you're trying to track with it, and it's like you're trying to track, but then suddenly it's moving back this way, and so it's like, okay, fine, so I'm going to move this. No, and then it's already up, and
then you move.
Okay, but here's the point though, is that everybody who was in my group was having this exact same problem, and like I could see everybody. Like, I could track everybody's shots, and everybody's shots was doing exactly what I was doing. Where I can see exactly where their arcs are going, and we're all doing the exact same thing. So there's the point where it's like, oh no, we've lost power, we're failing. And I was like, well, it's my team. It's like everybody else's video is, I'm sure they're making it through. It's my team that's like, no, it's going to say like game over, you know, disconnected. You know, I'm going to have to go on YouTube to see how this video ends, because it's my team that we're getting kicked out.
And that's Peely! Peely comes in and saves the day from your team being so bad.
Yeah.
And then the big sword is cool, because, hey, you know what other sword works like that in a video game, where it's, you have the hilt, and then it flips open, and then the sword comes out? Doom Eternal. All I'm saying, a Doom crossover was leaked at some point.
That was the Voltron sword, because they would say form blazing sword, and they would do and pull out Voltron's sword.
No, it's Doom.
And obviously that was a Voltron where they connected the pieces together.
Nope, you're wrong, and I disagree with you.
So, suck it.
How do you know it's not Power Rangers?
Because Voltron. Power Rangers didn't do the sword like that. The sword was on the back,
sure,
because that's how Power Rangers are dumb.
And then you fall, and then you know they fell into the hole, did all that sort of fun stuff that we already discussed. And then they had the music with the mushrooms.
Oh,
and I thought that was really cool, because if you didn't know, that music, that like lo-fi hip hop jazz music, was completely generated by an AI.
How do you know that?
Because they explicitly said it, and then linked it to like where you can read more about it.
Okay.
Using an Unreal Engine plugin.
Okay.
It's like, that's so cool. It's like I was listening to the music, I was like, oh, this is good. I can't wait for someone to rip this.
So it was just loops, because I could definitely tell that it was just loops that they had. So if it was it was just stringing together loops, and then every so often it would like end one group and start a new group. But
it's cool, and I like it.
And then I noticed that their official Twitch channel was streaming it. So actually, last night when I had to go and reset all the chairs and everything after the wedding, and vacuum the floor and everything, I just turned that on and had that playing through the sound system. So.
Oh, and also not his wedding, not my wedding, a different person.
So anyway, I did like that music, and a lot of people streamed it. It's archived. I did about, 15, 20 minutes afterwards and just let it stream because I did like it. So
yeah.
It's out there. You can find it. It's good.
Now let's go on to this season.
So the big change, really, the western half of the map, really, from Greasy Grove up through the camp, up to
Canyon,
the command.
Convo Cave, no.
Command Center HQ, whatever it was.
The IO. I forgot what it's called. It's that bad.
Anyway, all of that has now become like crazy mushroom
fun party
raveland with roller coasters and water slides. And,
roller coaster is pretty interesting.
Although they did bring back the ball, the plunger, toilet plunger ball thing, whatever.
Baller. It's just called Baller.
Okay, so I did. So
did you ever get to play with it originally?
No.
Okay.
No. So the only time I got to play with it was someone invited me to some creative mode map, and there was one in there.
Be glad you didn't. I don't really do a lot of Fortnite competitive. It's not my thing. I'm a very casual player. But around the time the Baller came out, Fortnite competitive was huge. Like, they were planning the World Cup right afterwards. So a lot of people were training, so I was interested, I tuned in, and the Baller was like, if you didn't have a Baller, you didn't win. Because it's easy mobility, it's good to use, decent health, and, because of the plunger, you could just basically, like, go around and around. It's kind of small, so you could tuck it. It's not like an airplane, where it's this big, loud, noisy thing. It's not a tank. It's not a bus, not car.
Okay, well...
But it was basically so overpowered that when they removed it, they kept it out for like 13 seasons? No, 12 seasons, I think. And now that they finally brought it back, it has this really low energy that you can't replenish.
Okay.
And because of that, it's finally, a lot of competitive players were complaining, but that also makes it a lot more balanced. Because of the, trickle-down balance, if you've heard of that. It's like trickle-down economics, where it's like, if it's balanced for the competitive players, it's probably balanced for the casual players.
Okay. Well, because I jumped on one, and I was going through the track, and then I was like, well, can I, like, jump off the track? And sure enough, I could. So then I was going around, and I was like, all right, this thing has a plunger thing, doesn't it? And I was trying to figure out how to use it, so then I'm just going across the map, and then there was like some dude standing there and he shot at me. So then I was trying to run him over and I could not figure out how to hit this dude.
You can.
Like I was just swinging past it. Well, because one of the challenges is to do a certain amount of damage in a Baller to another player. And so I'm trying, but it's just like I'm just swinging past him, swinging past him, swinging past him, swinging past him, and eventually it was like battery charge, red, blink, 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 and then the guy is just like, because I had almost no charge left, he's just like shooting, glasses shattering, and I'm like, okay, well, bail, run, slide, duck, get out of there. But I enjoyed playing around with that thing. That's fun.
Yeah.
I just can't control well enough to apparently hit somebody in it. I'm gonna have to work on that. I don't know if maybe you're supposed to hit them with the plunger. Maybe that'll do damage to them.
I mean, it'll probably send you towards them.
Well, but I wonder if, maybe that is how you aim on the person to be able to hit them to do the damage.
Well, it looks like you should do some testing.
Maybe. I don't know.
We also got rideable animals.
That is actually very nice.
It's fun. I like it. It's quick. It's easy. It's pretty useful.
Well, here, the nicest thing about it is because if you have no weapon and you land in an area and animals are all over the place now, so if you land somewhere and suddenly there's an animal nearby, you don't have to run away. You just run towards it and jump in the air. 9 times out of 10, you'll just land on it, and now you can start riding. What?
Also, with animals do damage as well. It used to be you would need a hunter's cloak in order to tame them. You would have to basically kill an animal, pick up I think you had 3 meat. You craft a hunter's cloak. You had to do a 3-second animation. It replaces your backpack, and it has a 10-second cooldown. You have to basically keep it on you in order to tame animals.
Yeah.
Now you jump at them, and they're tamed, and you can ride them and whatever.
Well, and then if you jump off, they follow you.
Yeah, they're friendly.
And yeah, they just attack anything that comes near you, including other animals.
Mm-hmm.
But if you jump on a second animal, then you can tame that one as well. So now you can have 2 animals on your team running around with you. So you can just have multiples.
I have not tested this, but I've seen clips. I think it's 2 per person in your party. So you could basically have up to like 8 animals running around with you.
If you're in a squad.
Yeah.
Okay. But I do solo 0 build. So.
Oh, 0 build.
Because building is dumb.
Sorry. You said something that I disagree with, so I had to make an overdramatic reaction.
Okay. Let's go through the battle pass.
Alright, start with the first skin. Evie?
Eevee?
I think it's Evie.
Eevee?
Evie would have 2 E's, I think.
No.
Well, that's how the Pokemon is spelled, so.
But
I think it's Evie because of the I. I don't know.
I don't know. She's worthless.
I
I see absolutely no point in her. The red and blue accessories, like I might use the back bling and the harvesting tools with somebody else, maybe. But otherwise, nothing. If I didn't have to unlock them to get Darth Vader, I wouldn't.
I'm not a big fan of her main style where she's dressed like Shell from Portal. But I like the secondary style a bit with like the dress and the
black.
Yeah, the black is fine, but I also just like you guys can't see, but we have a laptop.
I'll put it on the green screen.
Yeah, I like that style with like the dress. It's fine. It's not my favorite skin. I could see myself using it now and then, though.
I would never use it. Never.
And then we have Snap.
Oh, Snap was the next one?
Yeah, and Snap is cool!
Snap. Now, I've unlocked 2 heads, 2 arms.
I have everything!
I have not found everything yet. And again, a lot of that is because it's in places where a lot of people land.
A few of them are also in really obscure areas. What I really like is they do a bit of subtle forcing you to explore the new area. Because if you look at the challenges, quite a few of them are in the new mushroom area.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I noticed one of them was like, you have to land in the, I don't know, party forest or whatever.
Brave Cave.
Whatever. And so I was going somewhere else, and I jumped onto one of these, blue glowing mushrooms, and so it launched me in the air. And I come down on this bigger giant mushroom, and I'm not technically like in the area yet, but there's one of the tokens on top of the mushroom. Mm-hmm. And it's like I would not have seen that from the ground had I not been launched into the air. And it's like on the edge of the area, not actually in the area, and that would have driven me crazy trying to find that token if I had not randomly just run across it.
One issue with the tokens is that they do appear on the minimap, except they are dark gray and do not have an outline. A lot of Fortnite is dark gray areas, so there have been several times where, like, in Sleepy Sound or whatever it's called, there was a token I was trying to find. I couldn't figure it out. I realized there's these weird arrows on my map that, if I got in the water and swam, they would point upwards. So I'm like, what is this? Where is this? So I go over to where the arrows are. Oh, it's because, it's a level above sea level. So I'm in the water. The mini-map is basically telling me, hey, it's above here. But because it was basically located on the road, it's this dark gray icon on this dark gray mini-map.
Well, and I'm sure it's like the Omni chips or any of that other stuff where it's like you only see it when you get within a certain distance. So.
But it's also the Omni chips, the tuna paints, tuna fish paints,
right.
All that stuff had outlines. I think if they just added this 2 pixels of white.
They were also like bright, distinct colors, whereas these are gray and they have a white glow. So they don't necessarily stand out from like a common weapon. So I look at it, and there are times when I can't tell, is that like a pistol? You know, if that's a common pistol, I'm not running out there to try to get it. But if that's the token I'm looking for, you know...
well, you can mark it and it'll tell you. If it marks it as a pistol, it's a pistol. If it doesn't, it's a token.
Well...
But, I don't know, Snap is still a really cool skin.
It's a fun idea.
It's also an action figure, which is cool, because we like those. Him more than me.
I don't really care for his theme music, though.
Anything with lyrics is pretty much garbage.
Aside
from those songs that they make to youth and battle pass trailers or event trailers, like I really like the one for like the final event for Chapter 2. I think it is a great song. You cannot get it as a music track. They use 6 seconds of it in a trailer. See, but it's like a 2.5 minute long song.
I like the song for the Queen.
I'm not a fan of opera, so.
All right. Adira? Whatever.
I think she's pretty decent.
I like that one, yeah. And I like the dragon aesthetic. Yeah. She's got the lance, she rides the dragon. I like her contrails. That was, I thought, really cool, and that actually fits with the dragon glider. It goes really well with that. I think that's a neat character.
When I first saw her, I wasn't sold. I was just like, oh, it's just some lady. But once I actually looked into her cosmetics and her alternate styles, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Especially since, hey, guess what? She has a purple style with, it's a secondary color. And the main style is black. Black and purple is like my favorite color combination.
Like a bruise.
And then she has like this big metal dragon, this big cool scythe. She's got like a...
It's a lance.
The lance, you're right. And then her back bling is like this thing that you stick in your back. It's got a flag that comes out. It's really unique. There's only one other back bling like that, and it was limited to Save the World.
Well, that's...
And it's really cool. I like it.
That's like, again, knights.
Yeah.
That's like a knight, a jousting would have the banner of the king that he's fighting for. So
yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with this one.
Which, again, she and Malik both have that medieval knight futuristic
thing. I think Adira, Malik, and Evie... No, it was Evie, Malik, and Sabina. They are part of a fashion trio called VIBIN that's within the Fortnite universe. So that's why they're kind of fashion themed.
How is that fashion themed? How is a dragon fashion?
Not Adira. Not Adira. I had her mistaken for someone else.
Oh. So who? Malik?
Evie. And then Sabina.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah. I'm not into fashion. I'm currently wearing a long sleeve gray shirt with dark black shorts.
Well, I'm obviously into fashion. I'm wearing a Tron shirt with an 80s Miami Vice themed Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, and people can't see the Tron shirt because you're hiding behind your
laptop. I'm relaxing. I'm vibing. All right, so I guess Malik would be next.
Yeah, I like Malik. He is cool.
When I first saw him, I was just like, I don't know, with the little round glasses and I was just like, I don't know, because when I first saw his shirt, I thought it was like supposed to be some sort of like Gucci or something, because it's white with like the little gold things on it, and I was like, but then when you actually click and you get to see the outfit, I was like, oh, he looks like a knight. So then I started looking at all the stuff he comes with, the big eagle, he's got the shield for the back bling. I was like, oh, okay, he's like the knight in armor, but it's like sort of this futuristic.
Yeah. And I believe his internal name, like in the files, is Lancelot, so that even further drives home the knights.
So I do like him.
Yeah.
So he's cool.
Malik is probably my favorite skin of the Battle Pass, this one.
I
like Darth Vader, but I feel like collaboration skins shouldn't be compared to...
I wouldn't say that Darth Vader's my favorite. I'd say my favorite is Stormfarer.
Oh, he's cool.
Stormfarer and his alternates.
Yeah.
He's got the... whatever
Mummy.
Tempest. I don't or his whatever that like riot gear suit is that he wears with the like the gas mask helmet on it.
That's pretty cool.
He's got the black, and then he's got the black and yellow, like whatever that is. I like that.
Yeah.
That I think he's probably my favorite, more than Snap.
Yeah, and then I like his cape as well because it's just basically pure black. It's very universal. It can go with a lot of skins, and then his pickaxes are like insanely universal. You put them on pretty much anybody, and it'll work. Well, because they're basically just black. You hold them, and they have knives come out.
They're like Gunner's chainsaw hands.
Yeah.
It's an interesting look because he's got bandages wrapped around his head. At first, it looks like he's wearing a balaclava or a ski mask, but it's actually bandages. So it looks more like he was in a battle and was wounded and was wrapped up.
Well, he was in the storm, so he was damaged by the storm because you take damage, and then he got the suit of armor to let him go into the storm. And
which reminds me that they've introduced something called storm sickness.
Oh now, yeah, I saw that.
So
sucks.
If you're caught in the storm too many times, then your health starts to degrade even outside of the storm because you picked up storm sickness and you start to get weaker as the game goes on.
I thought it was, from what I saw, it was you take more damage while you're in the storm, but once you're out, you're fine. It's just once you go back in, you get it.
I thought it was even affecting you outside of the storm.
No, that's not what I've seen at all.
Oh, well,
I haven't got it personally.
I don't know. We'll see.
I haven't got
I haven't. Yeah,
because I'm so good at the game. Because I've only died to the storm once because I was trying to complete a challenge.
Let's see. And then there's Sabina.
Like 3 out of 10. I like the colors, but I don't like the outfit. I don't like her hairstyle.
I'd say the glider and the ninja sword are the only redeeming things. And I can use them with somebody else, maybe. But otherwise, absolutely no use for that character. She's right there with Kiara from the last one. Like
Kiara,
I would chuck them into the store for random skins back.
Kiara was a skin that I wasn't sold on at first, but after I played a few matches, not my favorite. But I don't think it's a bad skin.
I'd say the only one that redeemed itself for me was the Paradigm. Is that the female who was the pilot? Who piloted the mech?
Yeah.
The Paradigm? Because when I first saw her with the nose ring and that stupid
That's not no. Paradigm piloted the mech. That was not in the battle pass. Paradigm was very old. She's with the third member revealed for the 7. You're thinking of the Imagined.
The Imagined, okay. Yeah, they all have these stupid names. Well, like Jonesy is now the Legend.
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, anyway. Because when I first saw that character, I was like, I want nothing to do with that character at all. And again, you have to unlock it. But then you unlock the style with the helmet. And I was like, put the helmet on her. You can't see her stupid face anymore, and now she looks like all the futuristic soldiers. Perfect.
What makes me really disappointed, though, is that they no longer have the cool arm blades for the new 7 members. You probably haven't seen the old designs, but they used to have like these really cool arm blades, just add a bit of character. But they also always used to have these smiley faces for like their light up, and I guess Arisa kind of has one. It's got like 2 eyes and a bunch of like wrinkles. But it's really
a cat
shame.
Face. Those are whiskers.
Yeah, sure. But it's really disappointing because I really like the smiley face. I have the scientist. I really like the scientist because he's gonna be like this big, like hulking, like guy in pseudo armor, but he's just got like this funny little smiley face on him. It's whatever. I
never used any of the faces.
And I like Foundation because it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So it's really funny to kill someone, take off the mask, and then do the eyebrow thing.
I leave the mask on. I don't show his face. I leave all of them with the mask on. And then we've got Darth Vader. Of course, yes, cool. Again, I wish I could unlock him without having to unlock some of the other skins and stuff, but fine, whatever.
Darth Vader is an interesting skin to me because not bad. Like he doesn't. It feels like he's too much to be in Fortnite, if that makes sense. It's like, like kind of like Spider-Man, where it's like is like this huge, massive, insanely popular character. It just doesn't feel right. Like, maybe it's because I've known the characters for so long. Like, Rick Sanchez, I didn't know what Rick and Morty was until like 2 years ago, and I still don't know what is going on.
You're better
so
off.
When I see Rick Sanchez, it's like, oh, that's the guy from the internet who people scream about. But Darth Vader, it's like, I've pretty much grown up with Star Wars, not been a huge fan of it, but it's like, I like Imperial March. I listened to that song, quite a lot when I was younger. So now seeing Darth Vader, it feels unreal in a sense. It's like, this shouldn't be here, but it's here.
Now, my question is, and I should have looked at this before we started, is the probe droid his glider or his back bling?
Back bling.
Oh.
His glider is like one of the 3 prone ships that he would fly around in, like they do with all the
Imperial shuttle? Or?
Yeah, like they do with all the other stuff. But he does have... I really like TIE fighters. I don't know why, but I'm in love with TIE fighters.
Well, they're cool.
And his contrail, you have a bunch of little TIE fighters following you.
Oh, yeah, I do remember
so
that.
I really want to unlock that as soon as I can.
See, I don't like the probe droid as his back bling.
Why not?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It's a little robot that already floats around. It's like Baby Yoda being in the thing.
I guess it depends on if it looks like it's flying behind him or if it looks like it's attached to his back.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to see how that goes.
And what do you think of his pickaxe?
Who cares?
Exactly.
I mean, yes, I would have preferred a lightsaber, just cause. But then you would expect it to do more damage when you attack people with it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that the lightsabers are gone. I hated those being in the game. People attacking with the lightsabers.
They're set to return. The same with the E11 blasters, which I think are fine.
Well, the blasters were fine.
Oh yeah, blasters were cool.
But the lightsabers, that was bad. Now, Indiana Jones, I guess he only comes with the back bling and the...
For now.
And the...
pickaxe. Dual
dual wielding, but it's like the broken staff of Ra.
Sure.
But apparently he's going to have his whip that he can he can swing like Spider-Man's.
Oh, it's a grappling hook.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that way. It's universal for every character. But this is my thing with collaborations with the Battle Pass. If it's a character I like Spider-Man, Carnage, that's cool. I like it. More of those. If it's a character I know next to nothing about, like Indiana Jones, I don't care. Like, I don't think I've ever seen an Indiana Jones movie, and if I did, I was too young to remember it, so it's like, I like his back bling because I like the tomato head, so there's like a golden one in there.
Yeah, we tried watching one of them with you, and you were too little, and you just couldn't get into it. Yeah. You might enjoy it more now. We can try again. But
yeah.
Only watch the first 3. Don't watch the 4th one. It's terrible.
And also, my sister and I have been sending this GIF back and forth of Indiana Jones in the Fortnite trailer, where he turns and the lighting is not great.
Yeah,
and his face looks very funny.
I think they did the likeness fine. Everything is stylized in Fortnite.
Yeah,
everything has its own kind of cartoony look.
Like if you look at Darth Vader, the eyes are a little bit smaller, the head's a bit bigger.
It's fine. It looks enough like Harrison Ford. It's fine, but the way that they did the lighting in that shot, just his skin looked super waxy, almost like see-through. It was a bad shot. They should have.
His eyes were dead.
Yeah, they just didn't frame that shot well at all. Now, I did notice with Fortnite, I guess it was Fortnite crew rewards that when we logged in today, it gave us a new loading screen and... the
pickaxe? The sword?
We got the sword as the pickaxe. I was thinking there was something else. Oh, the banner icon.
Right, yeah. Which no one cares about anyway.
Well, I do, just because I like building the complete character.
Yeah. I just use the same banner on everything. It's my banner.
No, because I make them specific for each character.
You're weird.
Because I'm playing as the character, not as me.
But yeah, I liked actually when they posted about the new items on Twitter. They were like, no spoilers. We had to keep back a few of the items for this Fortnite crew to make sure that you guys didn't know, the event wasn't spoiled for you. But I think the skin is cool. I own the original one, and It's really nice. I use it quite a lot.
Is the original one the multicolored one, or is there a different
Multicolored.
one? Okay. Well, because wasn't there like an all pink one or something?
There's an all gray one, and there's one that's black with
I know there's
white
the
highlights.
The black like shadow.
Yeah.
Crew.
And it has the worst description in the game.
Yeah. Well, see, the Fortnite crew, like I thought before, maybe about subscribing or whatever. I thought about it. Maybe I was like, I don't know, maybe. And then they showed the character, and it was that lady with the terrible haircut, the white haircut, and the
Mecha robot arms.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because she's like a prisoner, so her arms are locked up. She has like these robot arms that do all the work for her.
So I was like, nope, not subscribing. You're not getting $12 from me this month. So then I waited, and then they announced that the new Fortnite crew was going to be the mech, and I was like, ooh, I like that. And I was like, well, but do I want to wait until the new chapter starts?
And then I was like, hey, by the way, if you subscribe within a month, you get the battle pass for free.
I was like,
as well as the
yeah, okay, all right, I'll do it. So, and it gave me, because I'm trying to think. I don't know. There was something weird about that.
For the record, you get a full month's worth. So if you subscribe the 5th of a month, you'll cycle through to the next 5th.
Right.
And so basically, once you hit the timer for the new month, you still get the cosmetics, but you don't get the V-Bucks or anything until the next payment goes through. So you can... This is what I do. I subscribe for a month and unsubscribe, so basically you get 2 months worth of cosmetics for free. For the price of one. Yeah, it's fine. It's not a perfect science, but
anyway. So I don't know how I feel about VIBIN.
Why? What's wrong with it?
It's okay. The term is like super overused right now because it's summertime and it's a lot of people are using it, and with it being like this party in the jungle, I don't understand how we went from war to suddenly there's like a theme park.
Because it went from war to the IO lost, so the people of the island basically took over their bases and turned into like this, hey, we beat them, let's party and celebrate it. And so the VIBIN comes from, we won the war, just relax and have fun, bro. Like, that's what it is.
Why is there a giant pink teddy bear head on the top of the mountain?
Because that's one of the characters in Fortnite. You know how
I know, but where did the giant teddy bear...
They built it.
But it looks like you just killed a giant pink animal and stuck its decapitated head on the top of a mountain.
Okay, you need to get a closer look at it then. It is very...
I landed in it!
It is very clearly metal.
Well, I know it's very clearly metal, but...
Okay, my first thought when I see a giant pink bear head on the top of a mountain with a roller coaster coming out of it, my first thought isn't, oh, they decapitated a giant monster and stuck its head on the mountain. My first thought is, oh, cool, theme park.
This is a reality where a burger and a tomato are living beings that own restaurants. There's also
an ice cream.
I was going to say there's
taco.
an ice cream cone and there's a taco guy.
Banana.
Yeah.
Peely!
So don't tell me that there can't be a giant pink teddy bear.
Well, there could be.
That they murdered.
There are a bunch of large beasts on the ice moon.
And apparently combos are coming back at some point.
What?
Or not clombos?
No. Oh.
Because the clomberries are back.
Why did you have to bring up clombos? They're dead. You're going to find their skulls across the map, and that makes me so sad because I love clombo.
Well, the berries are back.
The berries have been back for like a month, 2 months.
But apparently they're coming back in some form or another.
Well, I want a clombo.
Although I don't know. There's so many like leaks. That it's hard to tell like what's official and what's not.
Well,
but someone was saying that they're going to have tiny clombos, so they're going to be the same size as the wolves and the Razorbacks, I think they're called.
Oh!
So you'll have them that size that you can jump on and ride. But they're going to be friendly animals.
Yeah, that's cool.
Whereas the others are.
That makes me so happy. I love Columbo.
But who knows if that's.
I can give you a few accounts that are real.
Oh, and that reminds me, the Eevee or Evie or whatever. We were talking this morning about that being based on a real person.
Yeah. Did you ever find that?
Yeah. Apparently, the person was lying. So there was this Brazilian person, a YouTuber, who was taking credit for the character, claiming that it was them. And turns out, no.
Yeah. Because she was originally in, like, I've talked to you about the Fortnite surveys where they release, like, design for the skins.
I've taken them.
Yeah.
I've taken them.
She was in the first one that came out like a year ago, year and a half.
Well, people didn't vote correctly.
Well,
they didn't get the right feedback.
Well, the style with her dress was originally like her original design. The one where she's in like the yoga pants and the tank top was like the secondary one that we've only seen very recently. But yeah.
But there was somebody. I found an account online at 2:00 this morning our time. So 7:00 this morning our time is when we were actually able to download the update and get in the queue, so that we could sit there for 45 minutes and wait for the cinematic. At 2:00 this morning our time, they had the entire battle pass unlocked, and they were going through and clicking on everything and flipping through and showing all of it.
Yeah, those are leakers.
Well, yeah,
I was saying I don't know how, but they work their wizardry to get into the game during downtime when servers aren't up in order to see that kind of stuff. I don't understand how they do it. They must have some, like, 5 external programs to not only get in, get through, have everything unlocked.
Well, anyway,
but yeah.
The point is that someone who had one of these accounts was one of the people, was the person who was taking credit for the Eevee or whatever, and saying like, hey, like, my character finally made it. Look, everybody, take a look at my character. This is so fantastic. I love the fact that I'm finally in the game. Okay,
it's like, because some people do just really like a character so much that they're like, hey, my character, because they've just been like using them. Because I know a few people who've seen those survey skins. It's like, oh, I like this character. I want them to be like my main. Like, I've done that with like the weird vaporwave moth creature, because I really like the design. I think it looks great. So, you know, it's now my...
Slug Boy? That one?
What? But basically, it's my profile. I've commissioned some artists to, like, draw profile pictures for it. So it's my profile picture on Twitter and on Discord. Because, you know, whatever. I like it. It looks cool. But also, hey, in the Battle Pass, there's a contrail that looks like it, uses the same colors and style. So all I'm saying, it's coming soon.
Oh, yeah. And someone called your character Slug Boy.
Oh, that's one of my friends.
Yeah.
She thinks that's really funny to just make fun of characters I like. So
I agree. Anyway. So again, I'm glad that Epic switched to the pages. I just wish that the choices you made were real. As you went through there, unlocking stuff, you had the ability to actually skip things.
Yeah, it's also a lot of contracting, because a lot of things are like, oh, well, you can get our character in the Battle Pass as long as they're the tier 100, and it's the thing that people have to build up for. Because,
well, I mean, that's fine. Build up, like, because you have to unlock pages. You know, you have to unlock 7 out of 10 to get to the next page or whatever. Or, you know, you have to unlock so many items to get to the next page. So it's not a matter of always unlocking everything on a page in order to get the next page, whatever. So I just wish that in order to get the final 2 pages or whatever, you didn't have to unlock every single thing that came before, because that breaks that illusion of choice.
Sure.
Because you know that eventually you're going to have to go back and get all that garbage that you didn't want.
Well, what are your thoughts on collaborations in the Battle Pass? Stuff you like and stuff you don't like. No opinion?
It's... I guess the main thing is, like anything else, it's like there are some characters I like and some I don't. There are some that I'll work for and some I won't. Like the Rick and Morty one, I would... You'd have to pay me money to have me unlock anything that was Rick and Morty related. You know, there's absolutely nothing that would motivate me to unlock any of that stuff. Indiana Jones, I like Indiana Jones. But if I've got other stuff going on in my life, I'm not going to kill myself to unlock that. I'd love to have it, but like Lara Croft, I like Lara Croft. I like Tomb Raider. I like those games. When those were in the Battle Pass and everything, I unlocked the one that they had available. And then they had the Polygon version. I loved that Polygon version because that's, you know, the one I grew up with, was playing that version of Tomb Raider.
Old!
And I would have loved to have had that one, but all the stuff you had to do to unlock it, whatever level it was, whatever, like, I just had too many other things going on.
Yeah.
Like, I just did not have the time to... I don't remember if I needed more stars to get more levels or what the deal was. I don't remember, or if it was quests. I don't remember anything about what it took to get there. I just remember going, that's awesome. I wish I could have unlocked that instead of this other one. There's no, I just don't have the time to mess with this, and I'm not going to pay $80 or whatever to get, you know, the stars to get to that point.
Collaborations are a very double-edged sword. If it's a character you like, that's good. You want them. If it's a character you don't like...
But, I mean, that's the same with any of the other characters.
Well, I think it's more because I am very inclined, if I get a collaboration character and I don't know much about the source material, I am less inclined to use it than an original character, because I feel like by using the character, the collaboration, and like, I'm representing the fan base and whatever. I'm trying to think of a character. Like Googymon from Chapter 2, Season 7. Absolutely terrible. I hate the skin. I hate the company. They do NFTs, which, if you know me, you know my stance. But, like, the skin itself was just, like, this weird man bunny with, like, this creepy grin, and he had, like, this tank top, I think it was.
Right.
Like, these...
We can show him off. So,
yeah.
Okay.
And he had, like, this gold chain in his pocket. Ugh. Like, I liked the Jankies, I guess. They were decent enough. His pickaxe was fine. But it's just... I hate... The company makes me feel gross looking at what they do. So, it's a very double-edged sword. You know, I love Spider-Man. You know, he's probably one of my favorite superheroes. Top 5, easily. I want Spider-Man. I don't want Googymon. But it's... You have to get them. You know,
well, okay, but, I mean, that just goes along with any of the others. I mean, that has nothing to do with the fact that it's a collaboration.
It makes unlocking them feel more like a chore than a reward.
Okay, but again, that has nothing to do with the fact that it's a collaboration.
I think it has... I think collaboration multiplies it in a way, if that makes sense.
No, I don't see how... That does not make sense.
It's like, I want this thing, but in order to get it, I have to get this thing.
Right.
But this thing is something else from something else, and I don't like that something else, so I don't want this thing. But I really want this thing.
Okay, how is that...
It's different if this is something that is from the same thing that this thing is from.
How is that any different?
Because by getting the collaboration, I also feel like I'm supporting the company. I don't know. I have weird morals.
Okay, but I dislike certain skins for my absolute reasons just as much. So
that doesn't make your reasons less important.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make my reasons any less important. So it's the same thing.
It's the same thing from a different avenue.
I'm saying it doesn't make yours any more because it doesn't make mine any less.
Okay.
So it's the same thing.
I'm speaking for like also, I don't know, personal level. I don't know.
But what I'm saying is that the collaboration really doesn't have anything to do with it. It goes back to that sense of frustration that you have to in order to get that level 100 or that page 9, page 10 unlock, you have to get all that other garbage that you didn't want, that you were skipping as you were going through the levels. It's like there's a reason why I didn't unlock those before that.
And you're doing the Fortnite Xbox Online?
Well, apparently you can unlock a
Free pickaxe, yeah.
pickaxe by doing Xbox Cloud Gaming.
Yeah, which is a thing. Basically, I believe what it does is it connects you to an Xbox Series S, I want to say. So, if you have any skins that have exclusive unlockable styles like Master Chief, which is a skin I like to use a lot because I think Halo is cool, you get a special matte black edition where his armor goes from like the dark green to just a black. It looks cool. I use it a lot.
I've got PlayStation Plus, so I get random bonus skins or icons or banner, whatever, wraps, loading screens from time to time just by clicking.
Yeah.
You click on something and it's like, okay, and then the next time you log into the game, it's like, you've unlocked blah, 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 this and this and this, and you're like, cool.
Yeah. There's gotten me a few Doom Eternal sets from that. Got my sister some Roblox stuff.
No, that was from Amazon Prime Gaming.
Ah. Alright, I'm thinking of Twitch Prime as well.
Which is, well, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Amazon bought Twitch, so.
Yeah.
Anyway. Alright, well.
There's our thoughts on Fortnite. I clearly like the game a lot more than he does. Because I have a shrine in my room to it.
Oh. I was gonna add. I did buy at clearance at Meijer. They had the scientist. I got you one of these several weeks ago.
Well, if you look, he has the arm blade.
Oh.
And that's the guy I was talking about who has the smile as well.
All right, so several weeks ago, I bought you one of these on clearance and gave it to you, and then I was out there again. They had some more of these because apparently Meijer was just overloaded. It was this and some like Valentine's Day guy. What was the guy? He was like purplish pink.
Oh, is it Fortnite?
Yeah, it was, and he was like in a purplish pink box.
Oh, Fallen Love Ranger.
Okay.
A box like that?
Yeah.
Then yeah, Fallen Love Ranger. Normally he's like an angel who spreads love, but this one's like an evil version who spreads hates.
So, now this is a 4-inch figure, which goes with my 3 3/4 theme, which those are like the G.I. Joe figures.
Yes,
okay, yeah. I'm just making sure you're on there.
Those are like the bad figures. These are the good ones, right?
Anything in that scale is fine. So I went ahead and picked one up for me, and again, I like that general look of these obviously Tron inspired figures.
Yes, obviously
these futuristic characters. Oh, hey, look at this.
Wait, mine didn't have that. What?
Yes. So apparently, there's tape at the bottom here.
Why?
So they taped a false front onto this vending machine box. You don't have a knife on you, do you?
No.
All right.
Well, it's fine. You can just tear it to the top.
Well, no, because I want to see what this front does.
I think it's just a front.
No. There's a pull-out thing here. These are from Jazzwares.
They make some pretty good Fortnite figures.
All right, so here's the vending machine. There's a little pull here tab.
Oh, I see. Wow. That was not communicated to me when I opened mine.
Oh. It's full of confetti.
Oh, that's where the sticker was. Uh-oh.
You threw yours away?
Yeah.
So all of the like loot confetti is in here.
I'll commandeer
that. Whoa.
It's stuck on.
It's Oh, it's glued to the paper so that it would rip with the paper when you try to take it out. Okay, so this is what that's doing, and I don't want to make a giant mess.
Yeah, you do. Just open it onto your laptop so you can just carry it in.
Okay, so there's the Loot Llama sticker. You can have that. But wow, look at that. Would be fun to vacuum.
Hey, do you know the name of the skin? The skin? Do you know the name of him? What season was he released? What chapter?
That. Oh, is that DJ Llama?
DJ Yonder. You're close.
Okay.
What chapter? What season?
Season 2?
Chapter 1, Season 6. He was in the Halloween Battle Pass.
Okay.
For some reason.
Alright, so anyway, I did not want to throw confetti all over this room and have to clean it up. Alright, so apparently there's like tissue paper back here that would have ripped with all of that had I ripped it with the gusto. And so now you've got all of the individually bagged Fortnite accessories. So this is the proximity mine.
Yes.
Yeah. It's funny because there's the instructions. They have them all in these little bags. So it's like each one is its own little gift that you get to open. Except the bags, you can easily just like hold it up and like look and see like, oh look, this is the Hinch Holler backpack.
I think they do that so the stuff doesn't like smash into each other and get the paint messed up while they're in there.
Is this what the Loot Llamas are like?
Yeah.
That you open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except instead of having all the confetti in one space, it is just mixed in with everything else.
Gotcha.
Which is why when we opened one over at our family friend's house a couple years ago, I may have spent, while we were watching wrestling, I may have spent the women's wrestling match cleaning up some confetti. Which
I'm sure
didn't miss much.
Kevin appreciated you picking it up. Okay. So, well, here's something to bring up, because this shows some of the weapons.
I can tell you.
And so, well, no. Some of the weapons have changed. Obviously, because we, new chapter, new season, right?
Well,
is new season save chapter
for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right? This is chapter. It's chapter 3, season 3, but I forget.
Yes.
Again, I forget which one changes.
Chapter 3 is big one per map. Season is the individual battle.
See, I feel like it should be the other way. I feel like the season, like there should be chapters within a season.
Well, they started with seasons first, and then decided on the chapter thing.
Anyway, all right. But like the drum shotgun, I have not seen one of those. So no. This in chapter 3, season 3.
Yeah, they got removed.
Yeah, which that sucks because I love the drum shotgun.
But the new shotgun is so good. The 2-shot, it's so good. I love it. It's so much fun to use. The thing I loved about the drum was just the blam, 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 blam. Yeah.
Which the double doesn't do.
Well, it's also a lot of the Fortnite. Again, I'm not really big into competitive, but I've been watching some stuff. The current meta for the game is use SMGs, and that's it. Because they're just so strong, they deal so much damage in such a little time compared to everything else. Like, the only thing that can really compare are snipers, but hitting someone with a sniper bullet is a lot harder comparable to staring at someone while shooting them with an SMG.
Yeah, I've gotten lucky a few times with sniper shots and hitting someone. I've hit someone from over 150 yards, and you get that award for doing it long distance shot. But for the most part, I'd say that super powered sniper,
heavy sniper, right?
Heavy sniper. That's really, for the most part, that's good for like knocking down walls.
Yeah.
Like someone's hiding behind something, so it's like blam, wall's gone,
yeah.
And then you switch to something else to take.
Well, that was the meta for a while as well. Wow.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you're smart. You figured it
out. The Mark 7 rifle is gone, which I love that rifle. That was my favorite rifle.
It was so weird.
Why?
Maybe it's because it's the only Fortnite weapon where you like scope in, but it's still like a quick fire shot. I just found it so weird and uncomfortable to use, especially going from the third person view. I was like, oh, I want to like peek at this guy around the corner, but in order to like aim down sights to get a better view, I then would have to go like this while this guy's running around in an alleyway. I think like this trying to shoot him. It just felt very uncomfortable.
Well, see, for me, as opposed to like say the burst rifle, I hate that because the blah blah blah.
Ranger's the best.
Well, it is.
I do like the hammer one right now.
Let's see, which one's the hammer?
It's like the one that's like kind of blocky. It looks like an SMG. It was just
okay.
added. It was just
yeah.
added
Okay. Yeah. That's the one that I've started to default to if I can't find a Ranger.
Yeah.
And I use that one. But yes, the Ranger is, I think, the one that I've been using.
I will say though, I really like the new pistol, the sidearm pistol. I liked the pistols before, but if I can't find a Ranger or a hammer, I'll just go with a pistol.
Which one's the sidearm pistol?
It's got like the blue.
Is that the 6-shooter?
No,
Okay.
it's a pistol. It's got the 12 shots.
Okay.
But it deals. I think with a blue one, you deal 25 damage on a body shot. That's a fourth of someone's base health. That's really good. You get 12 shots in the chamber. It fires pretty fast. It doesn't have great range. It's got quite bad damage fall off as well. But if you're in the late game, it's not bad. Especially, since I find it easier to aim than an SMG. So,
well, and the tactical SMG is better than the regular.
They're both pretty much the same to me.
I can definitely tell the difference with the tactical. I feel like it's a lot easier. It keeps the
bullets.
Well, I was gonna say, like I'm trying the spread. It keeps the spread.
Yeah.
Closer together, grouped. It keeps the spread grouped, so it's a lot easier to shoot in on people. But I don't know, with the drum shotgun, that was like my serious go-to. And a lot of times the MK7 rifle, the drum shotgun, I just need to find those two, go to an upgrade station, throw a couple upgrades on them, and I'm good. You know, and now they're both gone. So now it's like I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Normally, I'd say a good loadout is assault rifle, shotgun, SMG, mobility or utility item, and then healing.
What do you mean by mobility?
Shockwave grenades, rift to goes, balloons. If you really had no other option at all, but you're better off still carrying stuff like a grenade. Honestly, I like grenades a lot. I like explosives. I think explosives are cool. But a lot of people just never see grenades coming, especially later into the match.
Actually, one thing that I found to be really fun was so when I'm playing, when they added the slide mechanic and the mantling mechanic, and no build, so 0 build, but you can mantle and slide. I found it really fun to run, like you find somebody who's like crouched, hiding, maybe they're sniping on top of a building, something like that, and you shoot them with something weak, like a pistol, something like that, and then you run. And they start chasing you, and it's just a matter of trying to get away.
Yeah.
And it's not a like you're trying to lure them somewhere. It's not a matter of, it's like my own game. And if I knew anything about creative, like maybe I would try to figure out like how to make this into a game. But it's almost like a reverse bounty type thing, where it's like, you're being hunted, and the other person is trying to hunt you down. But the difference is, there's no, there's no radar or anything like that. It's just a simple, you sneak up and you tag them and run away. It's like a game of tag almost.
Yeah. Back to the 0 building. It was fun at first, and then people got the hang of it, and I realized that Fortnite is not built for 0 builds. There's a lot of places where it's just like this big plain. There's no real area to hide. There's no real area to...
That's what makes it even more fun.
But it's like, if you don't have a shockwave grenade or a rift to go, you're pretty much screwed.
No, that's where you use the natural land cover.
What
You
if
start
there
using the
is no
hills.
natural?
You use the tree. There's mounds, hills. So you stand on this side of the hill,
Yeah.
and then you wait for them to come over.
Yes. But what if they shoot you before while they're coming over?
You shoot them first.
But what if they? But what if? You,
I mean, it's
well, okay. Again, I
better.
play with audio off, visualize sound effects on.
that's what I do. Yeah.
For the while when Zero Build was first added, they removed crouching footsteps from being able to be seen in the visualized sound effects. So there's a lot of times where I'm just like hiding behind the hill next to the storm. I'm in circles, so I'm not really worried. Then all of a sudden, this guy comes from the side right next to me, shoots me down.
Yeah. Well, it's still that way. You have to keep your eyes open. You have to watch for him.
But
Well, no, but I'm saying I've had that where I'm hiding in like say a tiny bush that barely covers me on the side of a hill, and I take one guy out, and apparently someone spotted me over there, but he's got like no sniper or whatever, so he's working his way around to try to flank me from the side, and I just happen to turn and look, and I can see him slowly crouching coming up the hill, so I can take him out. I mean, it's a lot of. You hide behind the tree. You hide behind the natural crest of the hill.
I don't know.
You run. You slide.
It-
You take the cover. You're behind the tree.
It feels like Fortnite. Fortnite, obviously, it's built with building in mind. Fortnite, I mean, it's
That means 2 weeks.
Fort, F-O-R-T. It is mildly enjoyable without building. I still think it is better with building. Especially now with the mantling, that adds a whole new dynamic to build fights. Because whereas before you'd have to basically, let's say there's a roof above you and a roof below you, you're trapped in, aside from one area. Before you'd have to turn around, build staircase, turn back around, and then jump to get on top from that. Whereas now you can just walk backwards, kind of jump a little bit, grab onto the ledge, quick get up. In like the span of half a second, whereas before it would take you, 1.5.
Well, see, you don't need to build. You just jump and mantle up. You don't need to build.
But what if there's nowhere to mantle onto?
Then you don't mantle. You run.
But
you run and slide. That goes with the whole run and hide thing I was just talking about.
I don't find it fun because again I've been playing Fortnite for like 4 years, probably longer at this point, and so it's when I'm like, oh, well, there's someone around me, I should probably get behind cover. Oh, I can create my own cover. I like this game. Whereas, like, that's one of the reasons I tried PUBG. I couldn't get into it because of that reason. It's like, if you're just caught out in the open, you're caught out in the open. Again, bad positioning, you can say what you want, but there's just some points where it's unavoidable. You have to go through the open land.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is like, oh, well, there's just little Timmy sitting on top of a mountain with a sniper rifle, just waiting for some... You've just been sitting there for 17 minutes waiting for some poor fool to walk into the open land so he can get them.
Now, I will say it worked a lot better when you had the rocket launchers. Because if you had a big open area, and there was somebody, like, say, on the top of the mountain, I could shoot a rocket at that top of the mountain. Like, I could aim it, I could point, you could see the red light.
Yeah.
And so the person sitting there, if they're paying attention, suddenly they know there's a rocket coming, they got to move out of that spot. If there's a bunch of tree cover, and you know that someone's hiding, over in that area, you can chuck rockets in that area.
Actually, you're wrong, because the rocket will hit the tree canopy before it hits them.
Right,
Which is why I hate the Anvil rocket launcher so much. There's never been a moment where I've picked it up and go, ooh, Anvil rocket launcher, my favorite. I would rather use this over the normal rocket launcher.
Oh, what's the normal rocket launcher?
It just shoots it immediately. Like, it doesn't flap into the air.
Yeah, there have been...
it just goes...
There have been times that I wanted to shoot straight and it was going up.
Because, like, one of my favorite things to do in Team Rumble was just find a rocket launcher, run at people, blow them up, blow myself up, but they didn't hit me, so they don't get the kill. So they just respawn, all my ammo's back. Oh, hey, look, I have another rocket. Where's the enemy? Land on them, bam, rocket. It's like a fun kamikaze.
Okay.
But now that they've introduced the thing where it's like, Oh, sorry, there was a slight tree in the way.
You might be the very reason why they changed it.
Yeah.
You specifically.
I did do that for hours on end.
So I will say that, yes, I do wish a lot of times it was direct. However, there were times that the fact that it shoots up did help me. Where I was in a building and someone was on the roof and there was an open area, so I knew that I could just shoot it and it was going to go up and blow them up.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I just feel like those situations are less common
yes,
than situations.
They are.
Yeah.
But, you know, a couple times I was like, oh, this is handy. But I will say that, you know, the rocket launcher was helpful in those times when you have a wide open space and someone's hiding. You know that there's they can only be in like 2 or 3 different places. You know, it's like cluster of trees with some bushes, top of the mountain, shed. You know, like those are the only places of cover. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to chuck a rocket here, reload, chuck a rocket here, reload, chuck a rocket here. And then someone's going to come running out from one of those spots, you know, to run for cover somewhere else or whatever, and that's, you know, you start shooting. So I do like zero build because, one, to me it feels more realistic because...
Oh, yes, Fortnite, the most realistic game.
I'm just saying, you know, it just, whatever. But the other thing is, I just don't... So many people just spam building.
Yeah.
And to me, that just, yeah. And I just, it's annoying. I get tired of it.
To me...
and what I would do is, a lot of times, just grab jars of fireflies.
Yeah. And
even if I would burn up with them. It's just like, okay, well, like, oh, you... Now we're on the 16th story of your tower, so we're all just going to die.
Yeah.
We're all burning up.
To me... you know, shooting games are fun. They're fun. You know, like 2 of my 3 favorite games are shooting games. So I feel like.
What's your 3rd favorite?
Fortnite?
No, that's not a shooting game.
I Had in Time. That's my favorite game of all time.
I thought you were gonna say Peggle.
Have you seen Peggle 2?
Of course, I've
seen
seen
Peggle
like
2. Peggle 2, and the music started playing, and no one cheered. Anyway, but yeah, shooting games are fun. You know, my second favorite game of all time is Team Fortress 2, which is, again, a very momentum-based shooter for some classes. Other classes, you are the slowest character in the game and have a minigun. No momentum at all. But it's fun. I like it. It's enjoyable. I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, yeah, building. I think that building adds a whole new aspect to a game. Like with Team Fortress 2, you have the Scout. He can double jump, but he's really weak health-wise. He only has a shotgun, a pistol, and a melee weapon that does less damage than everyone else. So you have to pretty much master your movement in order to get the most out of the class. Or the Engineer. You know, he's really weak, but he can create the strongest area denial tool in the game, the Sentry Gun. And if you're using any wrench that's not the Gunslinger, you can make that area denial tool even stronger. And then, if you want to be mean to the enemy team, you can use the Wrangler by making it basically invincible. So, there's a lot of stuff that in Team Fortress 2, it builds upon it to make a class really feel unique. Like rocket jumping, or sticky jumping, or flare jumping. But in Fortnite, it's, you know, shooty game, as always. It was just building for a while, and people got good at it. So then they had to introduce new stuff. Fireflies, storm flips, stuff that counteracts the building.
Storm flips?
You would, like, throw it at the ground and create, like, a big bubble of storm. But it would, if you...
Oh, was that the slow motion?
No.
Or the... Oh.
No.
Then what was... Oh, so just, like, the world closing storm?
Yeah.
Like, oh. Okay.
But...
I never saw that then.
Yeah, it was, but if you also threw it next to the storm, it would create, a pocket of normal air.
Oh.
But it only lasted for, like, 40 seconds, I think. And they had to nerf it from that. But, yeah. So Fortnite has this thing... Building, it got too powerful, so they had to nerf it through other items. And that's really cool. That no other game really has something like that, because building is so unique to Fortnite, it's a unique mechanic you have to master in order to be good at the game. And now with sprinting, mantling, all that kind of stuff, it adds yet another dynamic to the game you have to master in order to get good. So, like, why I like Team Fortress 2 so much is because there's a lot of things you have to master in order to get good, and Fortnite is very similar. You really feel rewarded for the work you put in. Whereas in zero build, it's just, oh, well, you just had to run out into the plains. Dummy.
No. Or you have to be very good at thinking up your strategy of dodging, finding the natural cover, and
okay,
shooting
let's
at
say
your
you are
opponent.
on 5 health, you have no healing items because you used them all. What do? Die?
Actually, I've been in that situation.
Yeah, you just have to. You basically just have to give up.
No, you don't.
Like, you can try to fight, but since, in zero build, people have an extra 50 shield that recharges. If you tag someone from far away, by the time you close the gap, that shield's gonna be back. I mean, sure, you've got, technically 55 health then, but...
I mean, it depends on the situation that you're in. What's around you, the natural stuff that's around you and stuff like that. But a lot of times there's throw a gas can at them and shoot it.
Oh yeah, because that gas cannon I always carry on me.
Not that you always carry on you, but you find them a lot of times sitting in random places. One time I had, I think I was down to like 25 health. I had 0 shields, but the guy was chasing me through a gas station. I shot the pumps. He blew up. I didn't.
Well, that worked for you that one time.
Well, yeah.
Doesn't mean it's going to work for me every time.
Well, no, but it's one of those situations where it's just like, okay, well, where am I? What are my choices?
Yeah.
This is what you do. You try it. Maybe you fail and you die, or maybe you get this like glorious, fantastic moment where you're like, yeah, look what I just did.
And I like this glorious, fantastic moments when you're able to basically trap like the other player in your walls, and then they're basically fish food.
Meh.
Because I don't know. To me, it's more rewarding that way. Like, I've lost matches before where with the armored walls, if you build an armored wall in front of someone, they can't break it, so they try to build over. Oh, you just put a ceiling on them, put 2 walls around them. They're basically trapped in if the storm's coming. So I've won matches that way and lost matches that way.
I just think it's more fun to use like the natural game area. And to me, build is just too... To me, it feels like a crutch. And people just, you build on top of it, and there's just too much that people are adding on. And especially when you're playing in the drive-in theater place.
Rocky Reels?
Yeah, Rocky Reels. And you get out in like that area, and people are up on the top level.
Yeah.
And they're building the layers going across.
Sure.
And it's like in no build, like you get out on an edge and there's no zip line down or anything like that, and it's like, okay, well, you stand and fight, or you jump to your death.
I lost a match right there at Rocky Reels because I was on the lower part because I had been hit by a shockwave grenade, sent me flying, and I just couldn't get back up. I just had to die to the storm. So to me, that basically means there's no fighting chance. There's no redemption for me.
Well, that's like getting hit by the vehicle. That's like someone coming up, hitting you with the vehicle, and launching you in the air.
Right, but
then you hit the ground and die.
Or if you're smart, if you had a jetpack, you have a balloon, you really try and time a shockwave grenade. I've gotten pretty decent at timing those.
Okay, well, yeah, but if you don't time it right...
Well, if you don't time it right, then you die either way.
But that's what I'm saying. It happens.
I don't know. Zero build it doesn't feel like the game is built around it. Maybe if it had a different loot pool, maybe a slightly edited map, because there's a lot of hills in Fortnite. So there's a lot of times where it's just, oh, well, the other person's on the top of the hill and the storm's moving there. There's not really anything you can do. If you've got grenades, you can try, but
see, I've had a lot of matches where it's come down to the natural curve of the hill. And I'm on one side and they're on the other side, and so it's a matter of, well, are you going to go over and try to sneak shots, or are you going to try to flank them? going around the side? You know, are you going to look for something to try to be cover and try to lure them and wait for them to come over? You know? And to me, that I like that strategy, and there's a lot of, you know, do you do the cautious and you wait, or are you going to try to challenge them, you know, type stuff? And I don't know, I just really enjoy that a lot more than just people like build their own hut.
But I like the building your own hut.
Yeah.
You really get to feel like one of the three little pigs.
But again, I think part of that may be because you have played it for so long, and you've gotten so used to it. Whereas for me, it was just kind of like this annoying thing that people were doing, and then, you know, it went away, and it's like, oh, good. So now we don't have to worry about that. And the way that I'm used to playing in a lot of other games, a lot of other war games, a lot of other shooters, a lot of other tactical games, it opens up that same way. So, you know, again, that may be just something that helps to open it up for people who are used to playing other games,
I suppose.
And it just broadens the player base.
Yeah.
So
but it also creates a divide in the player base, because a lot of casual players now go to zero build, and like I said, I'm a casual player. I'm not really into the competitive side, but it feels like nearly every match I play with building, as of like the last 2.5 months, have been like these really, you know, sweaty, try hard building matches where, like, you know, I'm fine, you know, building at like a couple levels, you know, oh, the other person's building up, so you try to like kind of build through their thing, you know, kind of confuse them as to where you are, and then sneak up on them. Whereas, you know, now with, I don't know, it's it just feels feels weird and wrong.
It divides the player base, but at the same time, you're dividing the player base by having squads, trios, and duos. You're dividing the player base by having role plays and racing and giant toy box battle mode 16 versus 16 and public bathroom simulator. And
oh, you're a big fan of that one. You like to tell that story a lot.
So I'm online, and I have a friend from PlayStation Plus, and this is someone I've never met. This person in real life. I've never talked to this person in real life. There's someone I just know through Pop Culture Network. They friended me, so I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, you know, online friends, great. And on Fortnite sends me a friend request, like, join the party, you know, party. I guess that's how it works.
Yeah.
It's a join the party thing, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I join the party, and the party is to load up public bathroom simulator, and I'm like, so I have the emoji that's like exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. I'm just like, huh? And so it loads up, but for whatever reason, like, he's loaded off into one room and I'm loaded off in a different room, and I'm the only person in my public bathroom, so I guess I have a private public bathroom. And so it's just this, like, public bathroom with, like, water on the floor, and, like, one of the sinks is, like, turned on and overflowing, and there's, like, a janitor's cart, and 2 of the stalls have locked doors. There's nobody in them, but the only way to get to them is to, like, go into one stall and climb on the toilet and, like, jump over, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the point? And so it's like, you do stuff, like, you flush the toilet 6 times and you get, like, a coin or something, and you mess with the you hit, like, the air hand dryer, and it throws you into the janitor's cart, and you get a coin, and you slide across the water floor and you get a coin. And so then, like, you get enough of these coins, and I figure out, like, you can go around the corner and there's, like, an exit door, but you can't actually leave, but right next to it are some vending machines, and in the vending machines there's, like, paint and rotten food, and I don't even remember. And so then you can buy it, and then you can go back into the public bathroom and deface it. So you can throw paint on the wall and, like, throw tomatoes at the mirror, and okay.
The imagination of our youth is wonderful.
And I'm like, so why am I in public bathroom simulator? Like, I still don't understand why I got invited to public bathroom simulator. Like, well, I think I know why I got invited to public bathroom simulator, but like, why is there public bathroom simulator? Like, it's just...
It's like Fortnite Creative is a very mixed bag. On one hand, you've got these really cool puzzle maps that my friends and I will play once a month or so, and it's really fun to try and figure out. You've got stuff like Mad Bunny Carnival, I think it was called. I played this on my 12-hour stream with a couple of my friends. It's basically like Dead by Daylight, where it's like you've got the one killer going around the map, and then they've got everyone else running around trying to solve quests without the killer getting them. It was a lot of fun. And then you have stuff like Public Bathroom Simulator, High School Roleplay, New Classroom.
Oh yeah, I saw
2017,
that.
Still free V-Buck working code. It's a very mixed bag. Thankfully, a lot of the Epic's picks, if you just go to browse, go to like the first section and scroll down, normally you'll probably find something, maybe two things that are interesting, high-ish quality. But there's a lot of just little Timmy's first experience.
Well, and there's also a lot of like Middle Eastern guy who's like, use my code and come to my island, and you build a level 4 stories high, and you shoot a rocket at this one square, and it'll open the secret door. And you can go into that secret door, and there'll be a statue of somebody, and you shoot the statue with a shotgun 6 times, and it'll give you 180,000 experience.
Yeah.
And then you can just do that over and over and over and over, and just build up your levels.
Yep. And
it's like, I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Huh.
Like, I don't think that's how that's supposed to work.
Did the channel name have to be Glitch King, or? Yeah, because there's someone who basically does a lot of those experience breaking maps, especially in this season. Since this, I don't know if you've noticed, but the XP this season is terrible. If you do every single milestone challenge, which you probably won't, there's 20 tiers to them. You will basically get like 50 levels, whereas last season, if you did half of them, you got to level 100.
Yeah.
And that means you have to destroy I think 500,000 trees, and you get 5,000 experience.
Oh, I was on level 19 of destroying trees last season.
Yeah. Because like I said, you really won't get it unless you actively go for it for milestones.
I mean, destroying trees was one of my favorite things to do.
Especially the timber trees, probably, or the ones that fall over.
No, I was doing the regular trees.
You just hate wood.
Like
screw you, Smokey. I'm burning all this down.
I was like, oh well, because usually I would land in a map. There were 2 gas stations that nobody ever landed at ever, and so it was like big tires. It's like first one to modify a vehicle on your map. Always got XP for that, and then it was like cow catcher, pa-ching. And then it was like, all right, here we go. Screw you, trees. And I was just driving over, just knocking over trees. And there were some times I got so carried away, I wasn't even like grabbing shields or weapons before I was doing it. I was just like, ka-ching! And then driving, knocking down trees, having a ball. And then someone started shooting at me, and I was like, oh crap, I forgot to grab weapons and shields. And then I was dead. Because I forgot to grab weapons and shields.
Fun story, old man. Let's get you to bed.
You know what? We're going to end the show because it is... Oh, it's way past your bedtime.
Yeah.
It is.
My bedtime was an hour ago.
We've been doing this for 2 hours?
Yep.
Something like that? How long has this been recording?
This one just hit 2 hours.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So... We will wrap
Enjoy this special long episode. Hopefully there'll be timestamps in the description to break up each section. I said it, you have to do it. But thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, we'll have timestamps. 25 minutes. 35 minutes. 50 minutes. They'll just be random. 1 hour, 17 minutes.
Every time I speak gets a timestamp.
No.
That way you know what to avoid.
Yeah, every word you speak will have a timestamp. A... No. All right. Well, anyway, guys, if you've made it this far, put the word jabberdoodle down in the comments so that we know that you've made it to this point, and we'll give you a shout out on a future show.
Maybe if we do one within the next year and a half.
If we ever do another show, you'll get a shout out for jabberdoodle.
But
so.
if you ever want to follow what I do, I basically just make gaming content over on my channel. It's not the greatest of content, but hey, you've got to start somewhere, and I have definitely started at the bottom of the grease monkey barrel. I said the wrong word.
That is the type of content you get. So anyway, what's your channel?
For the gamers, it will be in the iCard.
What's the iCard?
Like the little information thing that pops up. You can like link to a YouTube channel or video.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you don't know the basic functions of your own website.
Or you just say, click here.
It'll be in the icon that's either in one of these spots.
It'll just be right here.
Well, if it's... Well, yeah, wrap it up quick. You only got 20 seconds.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Oh, behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.